Who put Bella in the Wych Elm? I've done this one so much. I've wrote it. I've compiled it, and just to try and not waffle on too much about this one. Oops, sorry about that.
A woman's body was stuffed inside a hollow tree in 1943. Her mouth was packed with fabric. Her left hand was severed and buried separately nearby. Police called it murder. A senior occult expert called it something else entirely. The Wych Elm sits at a crossroads in Hagley Wood. In Celtic folklore, a threshold between the living and the dead. Stuffing the mouth silences the spirit. Severing the hand is a folk magic ritual older than Christianity itself. The Hand of Glory, Germanic, Anglo-Saxon, rooted in Mercian law, right here in the Black Country. Was Bella a murder victim dressed up as a ritual? Or was the ritual the whole point? The full investigation, including the occult history of Hagley Wood, is on the blog. The link to the blog is in the description.
So 2 kids find a skeleton in a tree, and they're like, that's a skeleton in a tree, and they were looking for little eggs to eat. They were poaching sparrow eggs to fry up and eat. I mean, it sounds atrocious, doesn't it? That sounds worse than the murder, to be honest. But I looked it up, you can eat them, and they taste a bit like, you know, chicken eggs. But they're smaller, and they would have been fertilised. I mean, that's the bit fucking disgusting, isn't it? Anyway, skeleton in the Wych Elm. A few things to say here. It's a private land. It's 1941. It's not that far from Kidderminster, and the trees were hollowed out. They hollowed them out to get the wood out with the wych elms. So whoever did it, or put her in there, would have had a decent idea of where to put that body and how to stuff it in there and where to go. Because people were working there, emptying, hollowing out the wych elm. There were ideas about it being a witchcraft thing, but I'm not really subscribing to that because I know my witchcraft. Yeah, so honestly, it's a bit laborious for me because I've said it so many times and I fuck it up every time. Yeah, so skeleton, tree. It's 1941. Someone hears a scream. Yeah, maybe it was that. Maybe it was a fox. Who knows? Skeleton, clothes. There are some clothes there. I'm just going to jump straight to it. Not long after this, the writing's all over the wall. The famous writing. Who put Bella in the Wych Elm? And people are like, wow, that's really freaky. Someone's wrote on the wall, who put Bella in the Wych Elm? That's a reference to that skeleton they got out of the tree in Hagley. Who put Bella in the Wych Elm? In Hagley. In Hagley, that's what it said, something like that. But the first one called her Lubella, which basically means Bella. I think it's actually a... Yeah, I don't think you can give it a nationality. Lubella, I don't know. Might be Polish or something. Yeah, whatever. Who put Bella down the Wych Elm? It doesn't matter. Why? Because it's like, it's pejorative. It's a negative connotated word, expression, used to be a bastard. It's horrible. It's nasty. Who put the dolly bird in the tree? That's all it is. It's just another way of saying that. Who stuffed a tart in the tree? It's like, it's negative and nasty. And who are they asking? Are they asking the police? Why would they ask the police? Is it just random graffiti? Possibly. But it carried on. A trend started of it. That's what people put it down to, a trend. But was it really a trend? I don't think it was. Because what happened is, 1942 they find the body. In 1943, they start writing about it in the newspapers. But in the 1940s, right, 1942, this bloke, he dies. A man called Jack Mossop dies. A decade later, his wife, oh, she's writing all this nonsense. A bit of a narcissistic person, you know, wants a bit of attention. She's on the Whittington Inn, not far from here. And there's a lot of murders around here. Anyway, she's talking to coppers, reporters and stuff like that. She's got this case. She's not necessarily... She basically says her husband and a Dutch bloke met a woman, and the Dutch piece as well, she called this person the Dutch piece. There's talk about spies, this, that and the other, and they got her drunk. They all got drunk, and they played a trick on her for being whatever it was, and they stuffed her in a tree. Ha ha ha! I got you. Oh, she's dead. And he was riddled, absolutely torn with guilt. And then she said he went to a nut house. Well, I shouldn't call it a nut house. He went to a asylum, lunatic asylum, as they called them back then, I think. And he died after a year. And that's where she came out with this story I'm telling you now. A decade later, after all of this, she comes forward with a story. Why a decade later? Why didn't you say it at the time? I think it's because what she didn't say was that Jack Mossop had a load of uncles and brothers called the Seven Sods. And they were known to be bastards. Drink a lot, frighten people. One of the brothers had a pub. One of Jack Mossop's brothers, actually. So that would be not one of the Seven Sods, I don't think. I think his name was Louis, I don't know. He had I got that from a family website. I put somebody in the family, wrote that. And he had a pub on the road, not far from Hayden Hill House, where, back in the day, when she would have been alive in 1941, you could go and get your ration books and get your rations given to you from that place. So if you had a pub there, and these people were drinking there, and had a bad reputation, and they were there, and Jack was torn with guilt, allegedly, and he did go into that place, and he did die, that's true. But he didn't say... This Mossop woman added a little bit. His wife, Una Mossop, said Jack was haunted by the face of a woman in a tree. I mean, she really dramatised it like a BBC TV show that you don't really want to watch. And yeah, she was very dramatic and flamboyant. Yeah, he saw all these things and he was screaming, but no reports of that ever came from the medical place itself. So what do you think really happened? The Seven Sods drinking. 7 sods. I mean, let that sink in there. 7 sods. Men that drink a lot. Reputation. Woman stuffed in a tree. And another bloke who's related to them. The family. It's a family thing. Ends up breaking down with guilt. And he dies inside a mental health facility. That's where I'm putting Bella in the Wych Elm. I don't think her name was Bella. That was just a nasty name for her. We don't really know who she is, but the people that did it are most likely the family of the man who died. And who was writing on the wall? The 7 Sods. Were they writing it? Who put Bella in the Wych Elm? Not to the police, but to Una Mossop, who was being told to sort of say Jack did it. Who put Bella in the Wych Elm? Jack did it, not us. It's like a threat, an indirect threat. And it's also putting a lot of pressure on the woman because the case had been opened in 1953. And that was when she buggered off to America with her son. He was too young to be a suspect at the time. But when he was in America, he was charged for knicker sniffing or something. Theft. So, yeah, she left with her son 1953, maybe 1954, that sort of time. But very much sounds like she was trying to bring a case to an end, so the rest of her ex's family would stop with the writing, stop with the threats, let the case go away, and so she can move on. And she did move on, didn't she? She moved on to the United States. So that's how the Bella in the Wych Elm case ends for me. We don't know who the woman was. I'll tell you why you don't know who she is. It's because it was World War II. Places were being bombed, especially Birmingham. That was being bombed left, right and centre. Records were going left, right and centre. But people were being pulled out of Birmingham and settled in places like Hadley, Stourbridge, the more rural areas of Kidderminster. People were being taken out of these cities for their own safety, and if one of those was taken and killed, you've got no records, have you? Your identity. They've taken your rations book from you. They've taken the identity from you. They just go on dental records, and if that's been bombed, do you know what I mean? It wasn't really as tight as it is today for record keeping. So she was most likely. Everybody has to say she's a prostitute, where she could have just been a married woman with a child, which the forensics made out. Can't remember his name actually. I forgot. But the pathologist, I forgot his name. He said that she had a child. It's in the report, and that she was around 35, 45, something like that. She had a wedding ring. I can't see that necessitating the fact that she's a prostitute. She probably wasn't really. That's all I can say. I ignore a lot of these things, these rumours like witchcraft and spy stuff. Is bollocks. It really is. She was probably very much. You have to go with what's most likely, and that's probably boring shit. And that is the fact that she was being brought to a safer area during the war to save being bombed, and she ends up getting murdered and stuffed into a tree.